Hey everyone, today we are going to be working on our backhand grip for beginners and how we change that between hitting a forehand in tennis and switching over to our backhand. So looking here at the grip on our racket, you can see that there's some different lines and some different angles here on our grip. Right here we have this top flat surface that runs parallel to the ground and to our racket face. Right next to that we see this kind of little corner, and this is called a bevel. Okay, and this is going to be really important for us for our backhand grip. And then we have this back nice flat spot. So normally when we hit a forehand grip, okay, or a forehand shot, on this back side here, that's where our first knuckle or our base knuckle's at. So when we hit with that, okay, our knuckle's on there, we start nice and low, we swing through and finish high. When we've hit a forehand shot and we're on that grip, we come back to our ready position. Now let's say that we have to go hit a backhand. At this point, this is where we need to make a switch. So we've got this forehand grip here, and this is where we need to switch this knuckle to this bevel. So using the help of our other hand, we switch our grip, we grab with our other hand, and then we're ready for a two-handed backhand shot. We're going to go through this step by step, break this down a little bit to where it's a little easier to understand and a little easier to apply to our game. Now that we know the proper grip for our backhand, we're going to go through 3 very simple steps in our form and our footwork combined with our grip to hit the perfect backhand shot every time. So what we do to start out with, when you start a game or a point in tennis, you start out in this ready position. Okay, so if your opponent's serving, you're ready to go. In this ready position, you'll see that my weight is on the balls of my feet. Okay, I can lift up my heels and be just fine. My weight's on the balls of my feet. Also in this position, traditionally we're just holding our racket in that forehand grip, okay? And our momentum and our body weight is centered. Okay, the power behind this stance is with that momentum and body weight centered, I am agile. I can very easily spring one direction for forehand or another direction for backhand. Okay, so step number 1, be in your ready position and switch from your forehand grip to your backhand grip, that continental grip. Okay, this ready position is also known as a split step. Okay, meaning that let's say my opponent serves to me and I go to get a forehand grip. From my forehand, I would split step to my ready position, then I'm ready to go either direction. Okay, let's say I forget and I don't do my split step. That's where we start to see problems, because if I follow through and I finish my forehand here, if I was running to get the ball and I finish my forehand, my momentum is still moving in this direction. So then my opponent gets the ball, I'm still moving this way. If they hit a backhand, I can't get there. So it's really important that I follow through and split step right away. Okay? Step number 1, split step or ready position, change my grip to my backhand. At that point, I'm ready to go for the backhand. So I know that I see the ball coming from my opponent to my backhand side. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to step and bring my racket really low. Okay? Anytime you swing, whether backhand or forehand, you're moving from low to high. Okay? Low to high in either direction. So to get my racket low enough, I'm going to turn my body almost completely backwards to my opponent. Okay, the other thing here is my power with my swing is not coming from my arms. If I just am swinging my arms, my ball is going to go any direction, especially any direction I don't want it to go. So the power is going to come through my hips, through planting my feet and turning my torso. Okay, so we start with step 1. Step 2, we come really low with our racket. We plant our back foot, and as we shift our weight forward through the ball, we're going to turn through our hips. Okay, if my hips stop turning, my racket stops. Hip stop, racket stops. Okay, stop and stop at the racket. Okay, hip stop, racket stops. That shows me that my power is coming through my torso, not through my arms. Okay, so I'll plant my back foot. As I swing through, I'll make contact with the ball right out front, where my racket is pretty even with my front toes. Okay, so I step, make contact right out front. That's step 2. Step 3 is simple, just follow through up high. You'll see when I put this into practice that my body weight will shift. As I start low and finish up high, my body weight shifts from my back foot to my front, okay? So we have step 1, step 2, see my body weight shifting, step 3, follow through. Now behind me you can see this green hitting board. This is a really effective tool if you want to practice your skills, if you want to go out and hit to work on your form but you don't have anyone to hit with. This is a great tool to play against yourself to work on that form. So I'm going to use that and demonstrate for you proper form for your backhand, especially switching from forehand to backhand. All right, let's look at it one more time broken down.